Now, when he wants his sausage attended to, sure, then some shit might be like, hey there, girly. All right, we're back again. I know you're so excited to another episode of Simply Clarifying. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope that any, garbage is gone, handled, done, and you're getting ready to have some fun since it's Friday. But I also know there's a lot going on and it's summer and it's hot as balls and all this shit. So I guess let's just spend this little bit of time together and talk about what we're going to talk about, and then we'll do the send off after the fact, right? So, all right, this is fun things to do with your partner if you haven't dated them in a long time. First off, this episode is why you should consistently date your people. Doesn't matter if you've been with them for 1 year, 5 years, 10, 23, doesn't matter. You should never stop dating. Never stop dating. Do you know why? When you dated, before you officially got together, right? Before you walked down the aisle or before you just started staying over habitually, whatever your case is, there was excitement. There was getting to know this person. What attracted you to them in the first place? There were all these things. You saw this human. You had no idea. You knew nothing about them, right? Very surface level stuff until you started to dig. And once you started to dig, you found stuff that you really, really like. So you kept digging, right? You kept asking questions. You kept learning about interests and different things. And you just you put so much time and effort into this person at one point. Why would you ever stop? Why would you ever stop? So, these are just some ideas, and we'll get into why it's important, okay? But some ideas. Low pressure nostalgia, okay? Something as simple as recreating the first date, which sounds like a very cheesy Hallmarky movie, but it could work. You know what I mean? It could work. So go to the same restaurant or do the same activity you did when you first met. Very minimal, very easy. Unless you met this person while skydiving. That's a little crazy, but crazier shit's happened, I guess. So, hey, they were across the mountain climbing Everest with you. If it's not crazy, you should be able to recreate it. Not a big deal. Look through old photos. Okay. The penny date. Drive to a random intersection. Flip a coin, heads right, tails left, and then turn. Repeat that process 10 times, and then explore whatever spot you land on. I'm not going to lie, that actually sounds... I'll probably do that one day. It sounds interesting. So, playful competitiveness. Arcade games or board game cafe. So it's low stakes, like Mario Kart. I'm not saying drag them into a poker game and bet your wedding ring or anything like that. All right. A 2-player cooking challenge. New recipe, something you think he does well or vice versa. And you swap out whatever. Thrift store outfit shopping. This is not something my husband would probably go for, but it says go to a thrift store with a $20 budget, pick out a ridiculous outfit for each other to wear, and then wear it to dinner. All right, so kind of like videos you've seen on TikTok and Facebook and whatnot. Usually it's friends. It's not husband and wife or whatever. Not couples doing it, but hey, why not? It could work. So take a one-time class. Pottery, cocktail mixing, cooking class, doesn't matter. A museum scavenger hunt, going to the movies, living room Fortnite, not the game, actually building a fort, watching a movie in it, just kind of being silly, goofy, whatever. You got all kinds of couple games, board games, card games, different things, an at-home spa night. These are all very simple, low-key ways. These are things that don't seem like a big deal. And a lot of people actually hear this kind of shit and they're like, yeah, no, I got time for that. You know what I mean? But that's the problem. You should definitely have time for even the ridiculousness, because even if it sounds ridiculous to you, for all you know, the other person would make their whole fucking year. I mean, especially if you guys don't do anything. Now, we've already done an episode on like the roommate stage, and so many couples, so many relationships go into that stage. And what's crazy is how many people are perplexed as to why it even gets there, how it gets there. Well, if you fall into a complacency situation where everything is routine and stale and predictable, what is that? That's like going to work. Who the fuck likes going to work? At least you're paid to go to work. Like, yeah. So, okay. Why couples should never stop dating, even if they've been together for years. Continuously dating your long-term partner is essential for preventing relationship stagnation and maintaining a strong emotional bond. So, combating the roommate rut, that was the whole episode. So, breaking predictability. If you're someone who has Taco Tuesdays and, we watch whatever show on Thursdays and whatever, if you have this I can close my eyes and see my entire week, which stretches into my entire month, which repeats month after month into entire year, that's boring. Okay? It's boring. Some people find safety in predictability, and that's totally fine. Okay? Totally. But eventually, you need to be shaken up just a little bit, just to prove that you're still kind of alive and connected. And hey, at one point, this person across from you was a stranger. So what the fuck happened to where you guys met up in the first place? Like, somebody had to take that step. Somebody did something out of the norm to make that happen, right? Otherwise, you would have been just coasting through life as you were. So, did you guys bump into each other? Did you guys see each other and just like sparks flew? I mean, what happened? Who made the first move? Like, and when did that kind of shit stop? The playful teasing or like touching on each other and stuff like that. Do you hit a mark where it's just like you're annoyed every time they're in the room? It's just not the same. Like, you could live your life fine whether that person was there or not, right? Like, it doesn't matter. I couldn't imagine like going day after day after day and not being as involved in each other's lives as we are. Like, someone's always calling, like every day, midday check-ins. How you doing? How's your day going? Blah, 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 blah. Like, what's on your plate today? Like, to just not have that and then have that person come home or people come home and just kind of like exist. Like, oh, how's your day? Yeah, it's fine. And then that's it? What? Like, that's the kind of shit that you say to like a cashier. Oh, how's your day going? Oh, it's good, thanks. That's it. That's all that needs to be, because that is our relationship. You are standing there and I'm just filling that tiny bubble of silence, which not even today all people like. But hey, that's just like a courtesy situation. We are so far past courtesy in our house. It's like hey, we are two people. We've both made it through very long days. What happened? You know what I mean? Like, and some people just they don't care. And that's an issue for so many people, right? So doing things like this, doing this continuous dating thing, these surprise things. And I'm not saying that every day you need to like have this fucking parade or flash mob pop out to prove to the other person that, they're loved and blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying at all. But like, you can't go, like, if you can look back on your last 6 months and you guys don't have like oh yeah, that happened and that was kind of out of the norm. You should. You should. Like, go see a shitty movie. Go drive by the lake. Go drive to nowhere. Just fucking drive. Listen to music, hold hands, pull up in a drive-thru, go out to dinner. Like, there are so many things that seem so stupid or such a waste of time or whatever. But like, when you say the words waste of time, when you're talking about this other person, again, at one point, they were not a part of your life. right? At one point, it was just you two separately. Something brought you two together. And obviously, something has kept you guys together, but some people kind of fuzz out like what that is. And it falls into the, well, it's just kind of more of a togetherness because of comfortability. Like, oh, that person's always here. Well, here's the thing on that. When people are stuck, right? And the same things are going on, and they're not being validated emotionally, or there's no novelty anymore, there's no fucking spark, there's no dopamine heightening at all, right? It's just kind of like I could be sitting with this cashier and it's the same thing. It's the same vibe. I don't want to sit with a cashier. No, I fucking married this person so that, I care about them. They care about me. Like, no offense to the cashier, but like that little exchange is because we have a 2-minute relationship. This is a lot longer, more layers, more depth. So why then do some people go outside of their relationship? So many do. And well, as much as you don't want to admit it, a lot of people seek outside companionship when a relationship becomes routine because humans are wired for novelty and emotional validation. Okay. And routine can quietly erode that. It can just kind of like suck the life out of people. When you get to a spot where everything is just stalled out and there's nothing interesting. Like you could totally play out your entire fucking day. You could plan out exactly what the other person's going to do, frame by frame. If you can do that day after day after day, what the fuck's the point? That's like watching the same fucking rerun again and again and again every day, every week, every month for years. Who the fuck wants to do that? Not this guy. Not me. Not me. So, let me show you some differences. All right. P.S. If any of this is kind of like hitting, just know that we do several episodes about this kind of stuff and we've got a full library. So make sure to like, subscribe, and that way you're all caught up and we can keep talking as these Fridays roll on. So here we go. Why is it important to keep your partner interested? Aside from, not wanting them to go find it somewhere else. Okay, so keeping your partner interested is the foundation of relationship longevity because it transitions a bond from a fragile obligation into a resilient, active choice. Now, what does that mean? Some people are saying. Well, here's the deal. If somebody goes and gets married, till death do us part, whatever, these are very nice words. But the same people who are divorced said the same fucking vows as the people who are still together. They didn't die, right? Like, they got divorced. Why? Could be a number of things, but like in some form, whatever brought them together just wasn't working anymore. So whether there's just a lack of things going on there, hard to say, but just because you say these vows to somebody, or because you live with somebody, or because you've been with somebody for so long, whatever your relationship is, just because it's been that way for years and years and years and years, you shouldn't just be comfortable and assume that it's just always there. Because chances are one of the two people is going to get fucking annoyed being stuck in that complacent stage, and they're going to get that attention somewhere else. They're going to get that tank filled somewhere else, right? Like, if you go just, if you show up for the other person and you make them feel heard, you make them feel seen, you make them feel important, loved, all of this stuff, that is a choice, okay? Even if that's a little bit extra for you to do, Hopefully they reciprocate as well. Those are choices that keep it going, that let the other person know, hey, I choose you, right? I'm not like, yeah, we said I do 10 years ago. So, hey, how are you? See you when I see you. No. Like, if you keep that choosing dynamic, then long-term commitment, it thrives between both of you. Seriously. Because I've known plenty of people to be like, well, this is my husband, and he's the schlub in the corner, you know what I mean? Who doesn't give a shit about whatever she likes, doesn't know anything about her, really. I mean, he might have once, but he doesn't have to listen to the stories anymore because they've been married for years and whatever. Like, now he's just an accessory, a heavy, dead-eyed accessory that just kind of hangs out in the corner when he has to and then would rather do whatever the fuck he wants to do on his own time. Because it's his own time, not their time. It's his own time. That's why it's so important to make people feel like they're being chosen instead of just, hey, you're already here. You've been here for years. So like, yeah, what else? Why do I have to do anything different kind of deal? So the difference between having a loving partner versus having someone who shuts down and is kind of complacent. And I'll give you a couple examples before we wrap it. So, emotional presence and communication. Loving partner. Listens actively, asks follow-up questions, shows genuine curiosity about your day, and validates your feelings, even during disagreements. Okay? The complacent partner. Offers one-word answers, avoids deep conversation, stonewalls, or shuts down during conflict, and treats communication as strictly logistical. As in, we will have this conversation if we absolutely must, but otherwise, leave me alone because I'm watching my fucking show and stuffing my face. Okay. I already can see some people, one, rolling their eyes, and two, like nodding along like, yes, that's what they do. Yeah, okay. So, intimacy and affection. The loving partner initiates physical touch without expecting sex, offers spontaneous compliments, and actively works to keep the romantic spark alive. And the complacent partner treats affection as a chore, rarely initiates intimacy, and creates an environment where you feel romantically invisible or undesirable. So the schlub in the corner. Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck what you're wearing, that you got your hair cut, that you got, your nails done, or you've got this nice outfit. He doesn't even see that you've prepared a date night. He doesn't give a flying fuck about it, okay? He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Now, when he wants his sausage attended to, sure, then some shit might be like, hey there, girly. How you doing? You wanna... But if you're the person that's kind of been emotionally and affectionately starved, you're not really going to be in the mood, are you? No, not really. Probably not. So, effort and partnership. The loving partner contributes evenly to the relationship, which I laugh because so many people are like, it's so one-sided. Somebody is always continuously giving, while the other one's just ing it up and nothing else is given. And like, this hits so many just recent things for me. But anyway. Okay, so it contributes evenly to the relationship equally. Remembers small details, plans occasional surprises, and actively chooses to show up for you. Whatever that means. Maybe you get home and that other person has dinner cooking for you instead of being like, where's my food? You know what I mean? Or maybe you're saying, all right, well, I got to go to the grocery store. And they're like, yeah, I'll go with you. It's seriously small, stupid small things that make huge differences. Seriously, especially when someone has been so cut off or shut down because their environment is very just meh. Okay, very roommate-ish. Okay. The complacent partner puts in the bare minimum, expects you to carry the emotional weight of the relationship, I feel like we just said that, and takes your presence entirely for granted. Yup. I know plenty. And it's so... Okay, growth and future outlook. The loving partner evolves alongside you, supports your personal goals, and remains enthusiastic about your shared future and upcoming life phases. Okay, the complacent partner resists change, feels stuck in a rigid routine, and appears indifferent to where the relationship is heading. My God, so many bells going off. So many. Not in a good way. But yeah, if any of those comparisons, if you've got someone that's in the complacent partner side, that fucking sucks. And I'm sorry. Okay. And all of the little things that we talked about, like, I'm serious, huge differences. Now, what if you're the one that's continuously doing all these little things, trying to initiate the nostalgia, the spark, the everything else, because deep down you really want to hold on to whatever it was that brought you two together in the first place. If you see yourself going into the future with this person and living happily ever after with this person, I mean, how are you going to get there if you're just like, "Sup, bro? You ready for this? Yeah, guy. Yeah, let's do it." Like, that's... Instead of being like, "Let's go. And I'm not saying that everything looks like that. It's not a fucking Disney movie out here. It's not. It's like, I don't know, maybe 21% Disney and like 50-something% horror film half the time, 13 Naked and Afraid. Like, it's... We ain't out here playing Disney, okay? It's just not the world we live in, and reality sucks sometimes. But you can kind of mix and match that formula to fit something that actually makes sense. Now, would I want to be in a Disney movie? Not these fucking days. But anyway, like, I would, if my husband were any part of these categories, right? Where like there was never any fun. There was never any, like, if there was this long just ball of staleness and repetitiveness and nothing to fucking mix it up, if I didn't have another person, right? If I could go through my day, Monday through Friday, Sunday through Monday, whatever the fuck, Sunday through Saturday, whatever the fuck. If I could go every day and live my life the way I do, and him being there or not doesn't change my life at all, there's no fucking way I'd hang out in that situation. I'm just not that person to just nod along and go along. I'm not. Like, I put in a lot for everyone in my family. Like, I go that extra mile because I know what it feels like to not be heard, not be seen, like taken for granted. It's not great. It is not great. And I'm not trying to make anyone in my life feel like that. So, and if I'm frustrated, they're sharing in that frustration. Just like if they have a shit day, I am the sponge that helps soak some of that shit up, because that's what I signed up for when I said all those words. That's what I meant when I said, "You're my person. You are my person. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm here right beside you." Boom, done, the end. Like, yeah. Like, there is no, well, we're good for like the first 3 years. After that, just kind of like stay on your side of the couch and only talk to me if you need like toilet paper or something. You know what I mean? And whatever. No. No. But sadly, some people are stuck in relationships like that, and they really don't know why. And they really don't know how to fix it or whatever. But if you've tried nothing, right? Because nothing ever changes if nothing ever changes. Do something different. Talk about it. Get it going. Because if you're stuck and you're not getting these, like, humans were made to be, to have some kind of connection. we weren't built to survive alone, right? Like some people do. But even those people have days where they're like, man, I wish there was someone I could just walk up to and just hug for no fucking reason. Hugging, by the way, releases a lot of tension and stress. So if you don't do that, next time your person's in the room and you're just kind of having a day, or you think that they are, just walk up out of nowhere, wrap your arms around them, and just hold them. Seriously. Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. But it does. And if you're one of the people that automatically dismiss some shit like that, saying that it's stupid or small or doesn't make any sense or doesn't, it wouldn't change anything. If you haven't tried it, you can't fucking knock it. So shut the fuck up and just go hug your person. And anyway, hopefully you picked up something. If you picked up stuff on the complacent partner side and you're not really happy about it, hopefully you go back and, check out some of the things that can be done to kind of reignite that spark. But just know that you don't have to be a roommate in your relationship. You do not have to be. There are plenty of ways to avoid such situation. You just have to be willing to get up and make that choice every day. And that other person, they also need to make you the choice every day. So if you're good with just kind of sliding by with the day-to-day and everything being stuck in a Pleasantville routine, well, then I can't help you. But if you're looking for something, and if any of this kind of touched any kind of nerve, we do shit like this all the time. So, hey, feel free to check back and check out some other things. So, with that being said, let's get this heaviness released now. Hopefully, for all of you also that have the loving partner side, drop that shit in the comments, because I don't think these people, let's give them a hand, by the way. I don't think these people get enough of the grace and stuff that they are totally deserving of, right? Like just the appreciation and everything. So if you're someone who's got like a loving partner out there, leave it. If you're someone who's got the complacent thing and you're just like, wanting to just kind of like vent a little bit, feel free to leave that shit too. And with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, a great weekend, all that fun shit, and we will see you next time.